Hello friends, in the previous video we have looked at the sentence formation for general trend, and we also looked at the list of common adverbs, common nouns, common adjectives, all these things. Alright, so if you have not watched the previous video, kindly look at it before you watch this video. Alright, now we discussed that when we want to describe the changes in the detailed paragraph, we have to be very specific, right? Fine. So now when we are describing the changes, we have a couple of sentence formations useful for that, right? Let us look at this graph first. So here we are given a bar graph, right? On x-axis we have some numbers, right? On y-axis we are given two different set of information. So here we have population in 2050 and here we have population in 2015, right? So here we have to use future tense, and whenever the data is given for about future, students make so many mistakes, right? So we'll consider this example along with this sentence formation as well, right? So here the sentence formation to describe the change is there plus be plus noun plus in plus noun phrase, right? Fine. Now let's look at the sentence formation, how to apply this structure, how to apply this format for writing the change. Alright, we have three different bars for three different countries: USA, China and Germany. If you observe the change first, guys, before we apply this format, let's observe the change. So here in 2015, right, the number is around or just below 4 lakh, right? And here in 2050 it has decreased slightly, right? If you look at the bar for China, okay, it was around 12 lakhs in 2015, and in 2050 it will be beyond 16 lakhs, right? Fine. And for Germany also you can see that in 2015 it was over here, and now in 2050 it will become half of it, right? So this is our observation. Now let's start writing the sentences. Okay, so here we have to start with there, right? So first we'll put there. Okay, then we have to put the proper supportive verb. So be. So here be means is, am, are, was, were, will, shall. Now if you observe the change, guys, 2015 and 2050, right? So obviously we have to use future tense. So let's choose the verbs like this. So there will be, right? For one we can use, okay, instead of will be we can also write there is predicted to be, right? There is predicted to be, because when the data is given for future, okay, the writer or the surveyors are not sure whether it will really happen or not, so it is generally a prediction. So we can use like this, we can write like this, there is predicted to be. We can also write there is likely to be, there is a probability. Alright, fine. And if you are not sure, guys, keep it simple, there will be. Okay, now we have to put a proper noun, right? So we had a list of common nouns. If you have not watched the video, guys, I recommend you to watch that video first. Okay, so let's put a proper noun for all three countries. So for USA, China and Germany. Alright, so here for USA, what we observe, guys, okay, the data is decreasing, the length of bar is reducing, so what we have put? Decline. In case of China, it is increasing sharply, right? So we have put a noun surge. There is predicted to be a surge, right? And in case of Germany, just like USA, in case of Germany, the length of bar is decreasing. That means there will be a decrease, right? So we are done with there plus verb and then supportive verb and then noun. Right, so to put a proper noun, appropriate noun, we have to observe the change, whether it is increasing or decreasing. Alright, then the preposition in, as it is, Okay, and noun phrase, that means the entity which is changing. So here what is the entity? Population. Entity is what? Population. Okay, so the population, so there will be a decline in the population. Alright, so this is the sentence for USA. There is predicted to be a surge in population, right? This is for China. And there will be a decrease in population, and that's for Germany. Now we have to insert the information about the country as well, right? So here in this way we can insert the information about country. So first option is at last. So there will be a decline in the population of the USA, right? If I want to use apostrophe s, then in this way. So generally guys, the information about country will be stick to noun phrase because the entity is there, right? So what is changing? Population. Population of USA, population of China, or population of Germany, right? So generally you can put the name of country around noun phrase. So this is one option. Okay, so this is another option, China's population, and this in the same way Germany's population. Alright guys, so this is one sentence formation where if you want to describe the change, there be noun in noun phrase, right? Remember guys, we have not written any specific details yet, right? We have not described the amount of change yet, right? Okay, now another format is same as when we described the general trend in the previous video, right? So it is same, noun phrase plus verb plus adverb. So noun phrase is nothing but the entity. So what is the entity? Population. Verb, increasing or decreasing, but instead of repeating increasing and decreasing, we had a list of common verbs, so we can choose any of those verbs, right? And for adverb we need to observe the behavior, alright, how much it is increasing or decreasing. Alright, so let's put this together. So the population, noun phrase is what? The population, right? But for which population? First one is, let's say, for USA, so the population of USA. Second sentence for China, so China's population. And third one is for population of Germany, so the population of Germany. Now we have to put a verb. So if you observe the behavior of USA's bar, right, decreasing, then increasing China, and for Germany it is decreasing. Alright, so will decrease. Why we have used will? Because here we can see 2050. Alright, so will decrease. Is projected to, or is predicted to, or is likely to be, right? Because it is the data of future. Okay, so China's population is projected to grow. Alright, grow because it is increasing. The population of Germany is predicted to decline, because it is decreasing. Alright, so we have put noun phrase, verb, and okay, now what we have to put? Adverb. So what is the behavior in case of USA? Alright, in case of USA, decreasing but slightly, very small change is there, you see. So what we have used? The appropriate adverb is what? Slightly. Alright, in case of China, the change is large, so considerably. We can also use significantly, right? And for Germany, you see, it became half. So it is a sharp change. So what we have done, guys? Sharply. The population of Germany is predicted to decline sharply. Right? So we have three sentences ready for three different countries. So we have another sentence formation, noun phrase plus verb plus adverb. Alright guys, now to describe the specific information, specific amount of change, we have to use fractions and multipliers, right? So we have these numbers, I have listed few numbers, right? So if we don't have the exact numbers, for example, if I have 100%, then I can say that it is full, right, complete, but will never be given exact numbers, alright, most of the times. So if I say if I have 25%, that means I can say that a quarter, alright. If I have 75%, that means exactly 3/4, right? But if we have the numbers like these, we don't need to write the exact numbers, we don't need to repeat the exact numbers in our description, right? Instead we can paraphrase the numbers, right? So if we are given, let's say if we are given 73%, 77%, 70% or 71%, which are nearly or near to 75% or 70%, right? So what we can use, guys, for 73% you can use nearly 3/4. In our description, in our sentences, we can write the words like this: nearly 3/4. So what are the benefits, guys? Instead of writing numbers, right, we are paraphrasing it, so it will improve your score. One more benefit, if you write a number, you will have a word count as 1 only. But if you write words, right, here we have 3 words, right, and we need to write at least 150 words. So another benefit, you see. Fine. 77%, which is also nearby 75%, so we can write approximately 3/4, approximately 3/4, right? In case of proportions, all right, generally in case of pie chart, all right, in case of pie chart, the circle, the circle is divided into some parts, and if you see that the proportion, the part, all right, with the same color is of 70% or 71%, something like that, so we can use the words like a large proportion, or we can also use a significant majority, okay. If we have the numbers around 50, so exactly 50%, so we can use exactly a half, If we have 49%, then we can use just under a half or around a half, right? Around a half or just under a half. For 51%, we can use these as well, around a half or just over a half, right? Just over, just under, little over, little under, around, right? These are very common words, right? Now the numbers, as they are around 50, so we can use half, right? If we have the numbers nearby 25, then for 26% or 24%, we can use roughly 1/4 or almost a quarter. Roughly 1/4 or almost a quarter, because a quarter is nothing but 25%, right? Okay, in case of around 30, so 32%, nearly a third, because it is nearby 33%, right? Fine. And for 3%, it is very small, so we can write a tiny fraction, or in case of proportion, we can write an insignificant minority. Significant means considerable, insignificant, very small, right? So an insignificant minority, right? And in case of 15%, a small minority. When we have numbers like this, 15, right, 14, 13, 20, so we can use a small minority. Alright, guys, so here are some words, some examples for fractions and multipliers. Now how to use them, so let's look at the example. Alright, look at the graph, guys. It's not the same as previous one, right? There is little change in this. If you observe it, in case of USA, okay, all other details are same. Population in 2015 and 2050, okay, the countries are same: USA, China and Germany. For China it is increasing, alright. For Germany it is decreasing and it becomes half, alright. But in case of USA, right, in previous graph it was decreasing, but in this graph it is increasing, alright. Fine. So if I want to use the sentence formation like noun phrase, verb, adverb. So what is a noun phrase? The entity which is changing. So what is the entity? Population in some particular country. So population of the USA. Okay, what is the verb? Right, will increase. In case of USA, if you observe it, it is increasing, so will increase. And adverb, guys, adverb, right? So here we can see that what is the amount of change? It is a slight change, alright. So it will increase slightly. Now this is very general sentence, right? It doesn't tell you the specific details that how much will be the change, right? How much will be the amount of change. So if I want to insert this specific detail, right, so here focus on this part, increase slightly, increase slightly. Now I will replace this part by something else. So what I can do, guys, the population of the USA will increase, will definitely increase, but by how much amount? By nearly a half, by nearly a half. So by, guys, remember that when we use by, increase by or decrease by, right, after by we have to put difference, we have to put difference. So what is the difference over here, guys? In 2015, right, it is this value. Now what is the amount of change? Okay, half of this, half of this, that's the amount of change, degree of change. Okay, so by nearly a half, so population will increase by nearly a half. So instead of writing slightly, right, so this doesn't tell you the specific amount of change. So what I have written, guys, by nearly a half. Let's think about China. Right, in case of China, what do you observe, guys? The population of China will rise up. Rise up means increase significantly. The change is very significant, right? So what I'll have to do, okay, will rise up significantly. Okay, but what we have done, guys, instead of being unspecific, okay, if you observe the change, guys, it is almost double. In 2050, the number, the final number is almost double. So what we have done, the population of China will nearly double. So here it is used as verb, will nearly double by 2050, right, by 2050. Now in case of Germany, we observed that it becomes half, right? So in case of Germany, the population of Germany will fall considerably, will fall considerably. Now instead of using fall considerably, we have to be specific. So population of Germany will be less than a half of what it was in 2015, right? Whatever the number was there in 2015, in 2050 it will become half of it. It will become half of that, right? So we have used three different formats, right? Even when we want to be specific about the details, we have different formats, right? Anyways, so for Germany, China and USA, we have seen how to use fractions and multipliers, right? Now when we are given a pie chart, observe this pie chart, guys, right? The information is about social network use, the use of social network by British users in year 2018. Okay, in this chart, different websites, right? So Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google Plus and Bebo, right? Okay, so here we observe the proportions, right? So what is the proportion, guys? Exact number is 72.46 or 45, something like that. Here 17.39, okay, 7.25 and 2.90. all right, now let's say I want to describe the proportions of these number, these and these, right? For Facebook, this color is for Facebook, so for Facebook, for Twitter and Google Plus. Okay, so we have seen the list of fractions and multipliers. So if the proportion is around 70 or 75, right, what we can use, a significant or majority, right? So significant majority of people used Facebook. A significant majority of people used Facebook. Okay, in case of Twitter, okay, what is the number, guys? It is around 20, right? It is around 20. So 20 is also called 1/5, right? Fifth part of 100. Fifth part of 100 is nothing but 20. So nearly fifth of users, nearly fifth of users, that means 1/5 of total users used Twitter, right? So this is also paraphrasing of this number. And for this Google Plus, you know, the number is very small, so what you can use, a tiny majority of users used Google Plus. Alright, so this is how you can use fractions and multipliers. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. If you really like the video, like it, subscribe and share with others. Thank you.